If you are a woman who is in a relationship where nothing feels equal, or you feel like you're in a toxic environment and you're not being treated the way you want to be treated, I want you to listen to this video because it's going to work on improving your feminine energy and just getting out of those toxic environments. So let's get started on the topic of feminine energy. Hi, my name is Alexandria. If you've never met me before, I have a vlog channel here. You can check it out. But on this channel, we're going to be talking about skincare and also self-care. And that involves mental health. I am a mom. I am also in a healthy relationship. I'm also a nursing student. And I'm also a YouTuber here. So I want to just share my experiences with you guys. This is not meant in any way, shape, or form coerce you into doing something that you don't want to do. This video is to guide you with both my experiences. So of course, this is going to be a little bit biased. But also teach you guys healthy ways to build relationships and build self-love and self-care. So let's get started on the topic of feminine energy. So I have some notes right here and I want to talk about feminine energy and what exactly it is. Feminine energy is the idea of being connected to your maternal self. It's having a fluid-like energy that's both releasing control but also accepting and receiving things. Feminine energy is the idea of living a very submissive lifestyle but also having boundaries and setting yourself up for good self-care. Feminine energy is also being able to express your feelings, express your emotions in a assertive but healthy way, and also being able to have good communication skills with your partner and those around you. I really think feminine energy is something that everyone has in them. No one has more feminine energy than the other. Men and women both have feminine energy, and it's so important that we as a society see that both genders, multiple genders, have these qualities about them, and we should never feel like we are pushing people into a hole because they want to express their emotions. I feel like men majority of the time do get pushed in a corner because their emotions cannot be expressed because women want more, or it could be the other way around. Men want more and women are not allowed to express their feelings or even take care of themselves. So that's the reason why I want to talk about feminine energy and how it caters to both parties, not just an individual. I want to discuss the difference between femininity and feminine energy, just because a lot of people get the two confused. Femininity is the idea of girly things. It's the idea of liking painting your nails, looking beautiful all the time, smelling good, doing all those things that are deemed feminine, are deemed stereotypical to be for primarily girls, whereas divine feminine energy is an energy. It's an idea. It's a self-care concept. It's a form of divine health that a lot of people don't really discuss because it's confused with femininity. Feminine energy has many different traits that make us all human. For instance, I'm going to list them off for you. It has traits such as compassion. We all have compassions as humans. We all feel, have empathy. We all sympathize with one another. That is one trait that feminine energy has. It's something that we all can relate to. If not everyone has feminine energy, how exactly could you love someone? Men and women both have compassion. We both have that feeling of wanting to nurture one another. That moves on to nurturing. Feminine energy has the nurturing concepts. We all want to love each other. How can single moms raise their children if they don't nurture them? How can single dads raise their children if they don't nurture them? So that's why both parties do have feminine energy. Trusting. To build healthy relationships, we all have to have the concept of trust. And feminine energy brings trust to the table. So men need to trust their wives to care for the children if women stay at home. Women have to trust their husbands to work and provide for the family if they're having that relationship, like where mom stays home and dad works. So that's where feminine energy comes into play. Feminine energy is very open and honest, and that is what men and women do in relationships. They're very open and honest with one another. Feminine energy allows us to create new ideas, create memories, create moments, and both men and women have the idea of feminine energy when they create these moments that are magical. Weddings, birthdays, just memories, having dinner with your wife and your kids, all ideas of feminine energy. These are all non-negotiable things. These are all morals and concepts that we bring to the table that allow us to build confidence, and that's such an important thing in our livelihood because we want to have a good foundation. We want to be able to build good relationships on our own morals and our own ideas. This then links to other things such as high confidence and also higher priorities in life and attracting higher value things into our life. Feminine energy also involves self-love and self-care, and that is important not only for women but also for men, because it's so important that both parties be able to have their individual lives, their family lives, their couple lives, and then also a way to just experience self-fulfillment. That's such an important thing. And I feel like feminine energy is so confused that only women should have feminine energy and men should ponder off and feel nothing. And that is often confused with femininity. Feminine energy is also setting standards and boundaries for yourself. That's going back to the whole building foundations, building on top of that. So how exactly does feminine energy benefit your relationship? So I want to talk about from 2 points of views. I'm going to talk about it from a single woman who wants to attract the highest value in life, and I'm going to talk about a woman who's in a relationship. So going on to a single woman, if you are someone who wants all the best things in life, you want to attract a man who's going to take care of you, you want him to be the pursuer, provider, protector, and you don't want to pay any of the bills, you don't want to do 50-50, that's what you want. Life is way too short. I'm the kind of person, do whatever the heck you want, because life is way too short, and trust me, there is going to be someone who caters to you because you never have too high a standard. Feminine energy sets your primary standards. It sets your foundation. So if you are a woman who wants all those things, you are going to set your standards high. You're going to care for yourself at a high standard, and you're not going to let anyone tear your standards down because they believe you are too much for them, because you are not too much for them. A man who loves you and a man who wants you will pursue you, protect you, and provide for you. And this goes for the start of the relationship to the end of the relationship. And that is something that I built upon myself before I met my current boyfriend, who's also the father of my child. That is something that I have instilled in myself. If I want a man who wants to take care of me, provide for me, love me, and protect me, and carry my same values, carry my same structure, and carry things that I want throughout life for me, then I'm going to go for that. And that's where my feminine energy comes in. I was compassionate, I was trusting, and I kept my foundation. If he couldn't compete with my standards, he was out the door. But he pursued and provided and protected for me and did that. Never ever allow someone to obstruct your morals and to go over your standards, because life is way too short to be trying to fit someone in a puzzle piece where they don't fit. Some people are meant to be temporary in your life, others are meant to be permanent in your life. So that's from going to the perspective of being a single individual and wanting to achieve the best things in life. I do not want a woman to feel as if she cannot have divine feminine energy just because she wants to be independent, because she wants to have her own goals and fulfillment. Because that is not true. Feminine energy is the concept and the idea of bringing nurturing and caring aspects into a relationship and into your life, and finding a healthy balance between masculine and feminine energy. Everyone has masculine energy, everyone has feminine energy, and I don't want the two to get confused, and I don't want anyone to be confused as, well, I can't be feminine, I can still be, feminine and have feminine energy but be independent. That is very true, because you can. Life is so short. You can be whatever you want. This is the idea of using feminine energy to get what you want out of life. And this works for everyone. This works in relationships. This works in getting a job. This is the idea of feminine energy. It's not the idea of always wanting to get 100% from a man. It's not the idea of wanting to get everything out of a man and take advantage of him and completely be on my butt and not do anything at home. No, this is the idea of being able to do whatever the heck you want with feminine energy, and also attracting good, positive, radiating things into your life with what you have. And that is what people really need to understand when it comes to feminine energy, because it's not about wanting this and that from a man. It's about bringing these traits from feminine energy into a relationship and building healthy, strong relationships based on the ideas of nurturing and goals. Now I'm going to go on to the perspective of being in a relationship when it comes to feminine energy. So when you're in a relationship with feminine energy, you have a man who has feminine energy and you have a woman who has feminine energy. Men are going to carry more masculine energy than they will feminine energy. If you are a woman who has high feminine energy, you are going to attract a man with high masculine energy. Masculine energy, they're meant to provide, protect, pursue you. They're meant to be in control. They're meant to guide you in a way. And I know that can be a little hard, especially within this society, because women are taught to be independent. They're taught to fend from themselves because they don't have a man, or they're taught to, you need to take care of yourself in case something happens in the future and your man leaves you and you have a kid. When you're in a relationship with someone and you allow that control to take over, at times, if they are a true man, they will leave you. Because if you allow your masculine energy to take over, they feel like they cannot be a man. If you've ever heard the phrase, let a man be a man, it's true. Let him be a man. When you are in a relationship with a man, you have to learn to make sure your feminine energy is always higher than his masculine energy. You need to make sure that you're nurturing, loving, compassionate. And you need to make sure that you're willing to open up his feelings and not being assertive, as in, I need you to tell me what's going on with you right now. No, you need to sit down and speak to him and just say, I know you've been feeling this type of way, you know, I would like to talk to you about it and really discuss it. That is what's going to set you apart from other women he's been with, because your feminine energy is up here while his is down here, and you kind of meet each other in the middle when you're talking about feelings, because you are loosening him up, you are making him feel as if you are listening, you're making him feel as if he has a safe place. You as a woman are supposed to be his safe place while also being able to allow him to connect to his feminine self. You know, and sometimes he'll feel bad too if he gets mad at you and wants to talk to you a little bit more, and just makes things a lot easier when it comes to the relationship. But that's not my take on feminine energy. So how exactly, so we're going back to talking about single women and single men. How exactly do I use my feminine energy to attract higher powers and get rid of my toxic behaviors and toxic life? So the way you're going to do that is to not date for a while. You are going to focus on self-care, focus on loving yourself, focus on setting your boundaries and focusing on setting your standards, and you are going to just focus on you. I know that's extremely hard, because a lot of the times we think that being with someone is going to fulfill us, when in actuality it's not. Feminine energy is such an important thing that we really have to focus on. Feminine energy is like the care of our mothers. Our mothers took care of us to make sure that we are healthy, strong, and beautiful individuals. Now you're going to take your feminine energy and pretend that it is your mom taking care of you. You yourself are going to pretend that you are your mother taking care of you yourself. You're going to take care of yourself to the highest standard. You're going to, you know, have your foundation, and that you're going to stick with that. And if someone along the lines comes to you and they are not up to your standards, do not give them a chance, because you're just going to put yourself in a hole and you're going to backtrack again. Growing up, I always tended to do that. I would put myself in a situation where I would, you know, have my morals betrayed and my standards plummeted to the ground because I thought of someone. I let my emotions get the better of me, and I never actually sat and looked at the pros and cons. This person doesn't match my standards. This person isn't high quality like I want. That in turn is going to affect your relationships, and you'll forever feel half empty and half full. So that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed my concepts and ideas on my take on feminine energy and how you can allow feminine energy to radiate into your life and allow for better, more positive things into your life. So I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.